L is equal to W, where W belongs to A plus B whole star, and condition is given NAW is equal to, that is Na means number of A's in W equal to number of B's in W. Can you recognize which problem is this? We have already solved this. That problem is what? Equal number of A's and B's are there. Our problem का है कि equal number, because number of A's are equal to number of B's. But what is the difference between that A raised to n and B raised to n मध्ये काय होतं? A is followed by B, but here it is not like that. It may be like this also. It may have this also. Fine, because there is no order specified. Only W is given, and at random you can have A and B, but the number of occurrences of A are equal to B. Okay, so this is the one problem. You can have the you can apply the same rules for A raised to n, B raised to n. तसंच तुम्ही रूल वापरू शकता, फक्त फॉलोड बाय नाहीये. सिमिलरली यामध्ये व्हेरिएशन असं आहे. Next variation for this such type of problem is for example, the same problem is there. So that will be having same. W belongs to A plus B whole star. Here NAW is greater than, sorry, equal to 9, greater than NBW. The number of A's are greater. Q1 number of A's are smaller or number of B's are greater. अशा काही वेगवेगळ्या conditions असतात. So this way you have to construct the PDA. हा एक problem आहे. Then you can have, we have taken this examples. Let me check if there are any other examples which are different. Fine. So एवढे मला एक्झाम्पल काहीतरी नवीन दिसले असतात, बाकी तर मी सगळे घेतलेले आहे. आता CFG to PDA आणि PDA to CFG असं दोन्ही आपण बघूया. So it's very very simple actually. कसं करायचं आहे ते सांगते मी. So first conversion which we are going to see, that is little bit easy, and generally this conversion will be asked because this is little bit easy. So we'll have the first conversion, that is CFG to PDA. So context free grammar is given, and now you are going to convert that context free grammar into corresponding PDA. So for converting the given CFG to PDA, we will have some rules. We have to follow some rules. So the rules there are two rules actually. So first rule is, please bear my handwriting. I am not able to write it actually. For non-terminals, if delta Q epsilon A, then it results into Q comma alpha, where the production rule is A then alpha. Okay, so this A is deriving alpha, so you have to construct the rule for the given grammar. For the non-terminals A, you will have the rule, that is Q alpha. That means you are substituting for the whatever is there for the A in the resultant or the on the right hand side or to the stack. Then rule 2 will tell you for the terminal symbols, for each terminal symbols, delta Q q comma aa, suppose this is not terminal, then you have to have this q epsilon for every terminal sequence. Because what it indicates that there will not be any kind of substitution for terminals. Okay. So these two rules we are going to follow now for converting CFG to PDA. Now we'll have one example. Okay. So let us try with this example. So write down the example. Write down. Construct the PDA. Construct the PDA. Construct the PDA for which accepts the language. Construct PDA which accepts the language, which accepts the language by following grammar. So grammar is given as is then ASA. Anybody can tell which grammar it is? Which CFG? What is the language for this?
Palindrome.
Yes, it is palindrome. So this is a palindrome. Now what we are going to have, we are trying to convert the given CFG to PDA now. That is our task. So we are trying to convert to PDA. So how you are going to have, there are two rules. One is for non-terminal and one is for terminal. You are knowing it. So now first of all, for this initially, if you will have a stack over there initially, then what will be the, if you want to the stack, or what will be the, for each production, how you are going to write it. Okay. I'm so sorry. See here, the question is that construct the PDA. It is not convert the given grammar to PDA. So construct the PDA. So जे rules सांगितले त्याच्यावर नाही आहे, हे example आधीच्या याच्यावर आहे, construction of PDA. Sorry, that for that particular rule we will solve one problem. हे बाजूला ठेवा, आपण नंतर solve करूया. Keep it aside. I will have another problem. We'll solve this problem with that also, but this is for construction of PDA. You can see. This is not convert, this is construct. So take one example which will have the grammar S then 0 BB, B then 0 S, then one S and 0. हे थोडं बाजूला ठेवा आपण. You have to construct the, for this grammar we have to construct the PDA. Construct the or convert the given grammar into PDA. Convert the given grammar into the PDA that accepts the same language by empty stack. that accepts the same language by empty string. Now we will have the R1 and R2, both rules are there. That is a rule 1 and rule 2. So one rule is for terminal and one rule is for non-terminal. So let us start with this. Now here let, if we have to start solving the example and solution. So we will have PDA. You are knowing what is the PDA? PDA will is a 7 tuple, right? So you are knowing what is that PDA actually. So we'll have the first of all, we'll have the Q, that has number of states. So here I am writing only Q. Okay, so first rule, that is Q epsilon S, that is this is a starting symbol. So which results into what? For non-terminals, Q, which will be substituted, S will be substituted by Q0BB. It's very simple.
That screen is not visible.
Okay, we'll share the screen. Is it visible now?
Yes. No.
So here Q epsilon S. So initially there is no input, that is a starting of it. Hello? हाँ हो चालेल हो ग चालेल केव्हा
संध्याकाळी किती वाजेपर्यंत येणार आहे 6:30 वाजेनंतर
Q0BB. So that is the starting of the symbol without any input. With the starting, that is, it enters into Q0BB. So this is a post production rule which I have written for the given CFG.
काय झालं हा
मला काय पाहिजे ते माझं लेक्चर
मग काय झालं
The next rule is for the second is that S0BB is done. Then next is for B. So B
सगळं पाणी येऊन
Again,
गेलं
it is a
असं.
non-terminal for B. So delta of Q.
अगं
Now here you
असं
can
एकदा
see
माझं तूप झालं होतं तूप.
the CL for non-terminal Q epsilon A. So here also
एकदा
Q
अर्ध्या
alpha.
लिटर
So
आम्ही
here
नाशिकला
Q
गेलो होतो ना,
epsilon B.
त्याने अख्खं 1.5 लिटर दूध पूर्ण
Starting with B.
टाकून
So which
आटून
will result
जळून
into
गेलं,
what?
धूर झाला.
Here it should be
तरी
written
भाऊ
like
तिकडं
this.
मोबाईलला
Why
डोकं
we are
घालून
writing? Because it is a set of productions. Because there is a number of productions are there, like this 0s, 1s, and 0. That's why it is a set. So we are
हा.
denoting it with the always set. So here Q 0s,
तुम्ही पण आवरून घ्यायचे,
then
आता भांडे पडलेले आहेत दुनियाभरचे.
Q
भांडे आवरून
1s,
घ्यायचे.
and next is Q comma 0.
ते रुपया नाव आहे
So
बरं
this
का,
is
ते
for
नाव
the
पार केला.
two non-terminals S and B. दोन्ही
नाशिक
non-terminals
म्हणजे
साठी लिहून
मुलाकडेच आहे
घ्या.
म्हणे
आता
तो.
for the next one is for the terminal
आता ते
symbols.
वरतीचा त्यांचा
So
जीव
terminal
चालला.
symbols are what? 0
आता
and 1
कसं या
over
सगळ्या
here.
गोष्टी त्यांनी
So
फक्त आम्हाला
for
सांगितले आहे,
any terminal symbols, the
बाकी
rule
आणखी
is
कोणाला
given as
सांगितल्या नाही.
rule काय आहे terminal साठी?
त्याच्यामुळे त्यांचा जीव चालला की
QAA is
पहा
equal to
तुम्हाला
Q of
सांगितलं, आम्हाला
epsilon.
काहीच
So
सांगितलं
what are the terminal symbols here?
असं.
So that is R3
म्हणलं
and
सांगणार आहे ते
R4.
रुपया नारळ झालं की
So there are two, 0 and 1. So Q 0 0.
वंदी माझ्या माग लागली म्हणे
Which
बघ
results into
बालाजीला एखादी मुलगी बघ बघ.
all terminals will be popped out because we are
तुला तर
emptying the
सांगते,
stack
तुला
at
तर
the end.
सांगते.
So generally
मला काय सांगते
it is
ते कुणाचं आहे का तुझं?
written as Q epsilon.
तेच.
Generally it is written as Q epsilon. So this actually 0 1 will be pushed onto the stack and popped from the stack.
तिला मी
So
तेच
here we are
म्हटलं
not
शिवपुराणे म्हटलं
pushing
एवढं
any S
नशिबानी
or B
इथं
onto the
तिथं
stack,
एकूण जायचं
but
कुठे
we are
यायचं नाही.
substituting this S
हेच
by
जाय
0
ऐकायला,
B.
हेच
We are
जाय ऐकायला,
replacing
हेच
this
जाय
B by
ऐकायला.
0 is
एक
1 S
दिवस
and
आली, एक तास बसली ती
0.
म्हणे मग
And
जास्त
here
वेळ
for
बसवलं
this
नाही
Q
गेलं.
0 0,
आणि
whatever the
दुसऱ्या
terminal
वेळेस
symbols
आली
are
मग ती
there,
म्हणे मग जाऊ
those
दे सुट्टी
terminal
वाया
symbols
जाईल
will
म्हणून
be
मग
always
परत
popped
गेली.
out from the stack. So this will be the
म्हणजे असं दोनदा
way.
झाली
Now how to
7
construct the
दिवसातनं
this PDF for the given
एकदा एक
CFG or
तास
convert the
बसली,
PDF for the
एकदा
given
नुसतं आली 10 मिनिटं
CFG.
बसली परत निघून गेली.
Now next is for the palindrome. Also we can
Yes.
solve this now with the help of the same. This is you can construct it with the production rules also.
जाऊ दे मग
दोन्ही करूया आपण
आणि
याचं
आपण
कन्वर्जन पण करूया
सांगितलं
आणि
बदलायची काही
production
किंमत
rules
नाही
पण
ना.
set करूया for this palindrome. Have you understood this? It is very simple actually. हे लक्षात आलं का कसं करायचं? Yes.
हो हो
So
मग ते
next
करायचं.
is for the palindrome we will have now. So we will try to solve for both
ते करायचं.
ASA, BSB or
हा.
AB,
कोणी उभं
Q
राहत
and
नाही.
epsilon. Right? Now here
ते करायचं.
first of all we'll have this
बरोबर आहे.
as it is for the all S only. So it will be replacing A by ASA,
बरोबर आहे.
A by S by B is B, A is by A is B, and epsilon like. So first rule, but I am just showing you the conversion first, right? So R1, so delta Q
जागा खिडकी आपण
epsilon
ते
S,
मॅट लावलेलं आहे नेमकं.
right? So which will be replaced by what?
जाईल.
Q comma ASA, very simple. This is the first production. Then Q comma BSB, this is the second
सगळं
production.
लक्षात नाही राहत ना.
Then Q comma A,
आणि थोडंसं पडलं की
Right.
लगेच झोप लागून
Q
जाते.
comma A, then
हा.
Q comma B,
नुसतं असं थोडंसं आता मला सुद्धा पाहता 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 2 मिनिटं लगेच
And
मला
lastly,
असं
Q
जाणवायला
comma
लागलं की
epsilon.
आपण एकदम झोपलो. मग मी पटकन उठली परत ते भजनच
so
चालू
there's
होतं.
many productions it results.
तेच नाही काय
Right?
आपल्याकडे
So this
काय
is
करणं,
all about the
काय
non-terminal. Now
धावपळ,
what
काय
about the
गडबड,
terminal
काय
symbols?
गोंधळ.
So what are the terminal
जायचं
symbols are
जायचं
here?
जायचं
A
जायचं
and B
यायचं
now.
यायचं यायचं
So
यायचं.
delta of QAA will be Q epsilon and R3 for terminal
म्हणजे आज जास्त
QBB,
हे
which results into Q comma epsilon.
अजून
So
काय?
here this is the construction of the or conversion of PDA. Now construction, if you wanted to construct the PDA for the given grammar, जर असं विचारलं तर रूल्स लिहायच्यात आपल्याला जे आपण काल बघितलं कन्स्ट्रक्शन ऑफ PDA. So how you are going to have that? So is it fine? हे कळालं, कन्वर्जन कळालं, ग्रामर टू PDA कन्वर्जन. सो हे कोणाला लिहायचं असेल तर प्लीज लिहून घ्या. एकच मिनिट. Let me scroll it up. कोणाला लिहायचं असेल तर लिहून घ्या. इट्स व्हेरी व्हेरी सिम्पल. आता आपण कन्स्ट्रक्शन करूया. कन्स्ट्रक्शन of this PDA. If you will see, this is again the palindrome is the example of NPDA actually. Palindrome is the example of NPDA. काल जे घेतलं तेच आहे, तसंच येणार आहे. But still we will try to write down now the rules. लिहून दाखवते मी. So पहिल्यांदा काय करणार मी Q0 A Z0. So where I am pushing A onto the stack. Then if I have more number of A's, I am going to push more number of A's onto the stack. This is the second rule. Then if A is followed by B, so what I am trying to have is Q0 AB. The fourth zone. This is for A now. If first if I am pushing first B onto the stack, then Q0 B Z0. Then Q0 B B. Q0 B B. Then suppose Q0 B is followed by A. Q0 B A. Okay. So these are the possibilities of pushing A or B first onto the stack. Then more number of B's will be there. A is followed by B, B is followed by A. So all the conditions we are considering here. Now next is, as it is a palindrome, right? So we will have the next Q0 AA will have the Q1A. So if more number of A's will be there, and if we have the A will be pushed onto the stack, then Q1 comma A, which is having the B now. So here it is Q1B. If I am having Q0B B onto the stack, and which is followed by A, so we will have Q1B. Next is we have this Q1BA. We have Q1A. Then we'll have the empty of the string will be processed. Then we will have this Q1 epsilon A will be having Q1A. Then Q0 epsilon B will have the Q1B. And then we will have here all the A's from the stack and all the B's from the stack we have to delete or we have to pop out. So Q1BB is equal to suppose Q1 epsilon. प्रत्येक कलर नंतर त्याच्या खाली लिहा बरं का, म्हणून कलर चेंज केला. for your understanding. Then Q1 A comma A is equal to Q1 epsilon, and then at last both are having epsilon, that is Q1 epsilon will present into Q2 epsilon you can write, or here Q1 epsilon, that is by empty stack, so it is accepted. So what is the logic behind this? We will first of all push A onto the stack or B onto the stack. We will start with A and B, A or B. Either we will have A or B. So just see here. So here Q0 A Z0 will push A onto the stack, then more number of A's, then A will be followed by B. Similarly, B will be followed by A, then B will be pushed onto the stack, then B will have more number of B's and B will be followed by A. Fine. So red color मधलं सगळं समजलं असेल ते rules. Now we'll see the next rules which are there, which is reading the A, B and epsilon. So it will have, if it will read A, and now for second read of B, we what we have to do here. So for A, B, if we are reading A, B and epsilon, then it will pop for A, that is here this is Q0AA, so it pushed A onto the stack, but if it is having the Q1AA, we will popping the A from the stack. So जसं प्रत्येक A साठी पॅलिंड्रोम आहे, चेक करत राहणार आहे, A ला A मिळाला का, B ला B मिळाला का, A followed C. So here if there is a B is there, then I am popping the Q1 epsilon for the B. So there is a rule for Q1 BB, it is again Q1 epsilon, हा एक रूल आहे. सो मल्टिपल एज असतील, मल्टिपल बीज असतील तर तो प्रत्येक वेळेला काय करणार आहे, प्रत्येक आधी ए पुश करेल आणि त्याच्यानंतर प्रत्येक ए साठी तो पॉप करणार आहे आणि चेक करेल की हा मॅच होतोय की नाही. बी ला पण तसंच करणार. सो दॅट विल बी देअर. देन नेक्स्ट इज व्हॉट, that is a pop 1 or popping of A, that is we can call it as a pop 1 first symbol, or B for pop 2, and then afterwards after popping it will be finished with the processing of the string also, and the stack empty will be there. Now here you can have this Q0AA म्हणजे Q1A. So what it is doing, if more number of A's are there, then it has been entered into Q1, because here we are entering into popping state. Because see here Q0AA, yesterday we had seen the same problem, NPTचा सेमच problem आहे हा. So here this will be or it will have the popping of, or here this is Q0AA, so it will have the Q1A. So either it enters into the, it will remain into the same state or into the next state, like that only. Similarly for Q1B also it is like this, or I am entering with B in the next state as in a popping state. तर असंच प्रत्येक वेळेला करायचं आहे. And then next is what, Q0 epsilon. If it is epsilon, it means no input is there, then you are not going doing anything. So you are just having the bypassing it. So if it is, there is no epsilon, means no A's or B is there, or if there is no input string, then you are bypassing it. You are just reading it epsilon. And later on, if you are getting both stack is also empty and the string is also empty, then you will be accepting the string with the Q1 epsilon. So this way you have to solve the problems for this. This is again problem of NPDA, because we will be deriving for the same rule, which will be entering into two different states. Here it is entering into Q0 and Q1, like this. Here also it is entering Q0. So this way you can solve the problem. So this is the first conversion. This will be for the grammar. There are a lot of examples are given. So we'll solve two more examples and we'll have the next conversion. Let us, I'll give you one more example and we'll have the next conversion. So there is a language grammar. or it has been construct a PDA or convert a PDA to accept the set of all words described by given regular expression. So it has been given as a plus b whole star b and a plus b whole star. So this regular language is given. So first of all, if the regular language is given or regular expression is given rather, then we have to first of all convert this in the form of production rules. Actually, we have to write it into terms of production rules. So what I will write here is then this is x, this is x. So I will write like this, is it okay? And now this x will be what? It is a regular expression. So it is xa or xb or epsilon, right? So this is a grammar. Now you got the grammar, so you can write the PDF for it. So how you are going to write it? Q epsilon s, which results into q, and x b b x, right? And you have to write the curly brace every time for this. Or the second rule which you are going to write for q epsilon x, and that is what? Q comma xa, q comma xb, and q comma epsilon. Fine. And now there are no terminals are there. We have already written q epsilon over there. So if you wanted to write it, then you have to write here or you can write it separately. So that's it. So this is the required conversion of this PDA to, sorry, CFG to PDA. Is it clear? कळालं का सगळ्यांना? Is it fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Only Vaishnavi is attending. All of you are not responding. Why is it like that? Take down this last example and we will have another conversion now. A then AS VSA. Try to convert this. If you have finished, please let me know so that I will start with the next conversion now. झालं की सांगा. So have you got the answer for this?
Yes, ma'am.
So delta Q epsilon is QAAA. Then delta Q epsilon A will have QAS, QBS, and QA. And and then QAA is equal to Q epsilon. Right? So this way you can construct the rule. Now we'll have the next conversion, which is a little bit difficult now. So first of all, write down some rules for it, and then we will solve the example. So constructing the CFG for the given PDA. So write down the rules for it. So construction goes as follows, here. Construction is like this. So for it will have to convert the PDA to CFG. Next conversion PDA to CFG. So first R1. So here PDA will be what? M is equal to Q summation tau delta Q0 F. So here it will be getting converted to G is equal to VTPS. So we are generally interested in production rules now. And then we can have from the production rules, we can write VT. That is terminals, non-terminals and start symbol. Fine. So for conversion from PDA to CFG, we will have three rules. There are three rules. Write down these rules simultaneously. So first is R1.
यानंतर संपूर्ण रान भेटल्या महाराष्ट्रामध्ये तुमची पहिली प्रतिक्रिया यामध्ये माझी मी प्रामाणिक भावना अशी आहे की धर्मवीर ही संकल्पना छत्रपती संभाजी महाराजांना या भूमिकावरीपेक्षा छत्रपती संभाजी महाराजांचे कार्यकर्तृत्व मोठा
Okay, R1 rule R1. The production for start symbol. The production for start symbol S. S are given productions for start symbols. S are given by S, then Q0 Z0Q for each state in Q. What is the meaning of this? So प्रत्येक starting symbol नंतर Q0 पासून कुठलं जे production झालं, what will be the content of the stack, which will result into the next state. This is Q is the next state. Next is for R2, that is a R2 rule. So it tells you that for each move, that pops a symbol that pops a symbol from stack with the transition as delta Q A Z0. For every popping of the operation, we will have Q1 epsilon, which will be written as, in terms of this, as QZ0. We will have this Z0, QZ0, Q dash is deriving A. Hence, the A is popped out. So from this stack, what is remaining on the stack now? Z0 is there. It starts in Q, ends in Q dash, which is deriving A. So this will be written like this. So for here, Q dash belongs to Q. This is the rule 2. And rule 3 now, that is R3. Here, if you are not understanding now, it is fine. At the time of solving the examples, I will again explain all the rules. Delta of q dash a z0, which results into q1, z1, z2, z3, z4, and so on. So, in such cases, it will lead to q dash z, q double dash z0, sorry, q double dash, which will have a, which derives a, because this is a is over here. Okay? So here z0 is there, then q dash it starts in q and ends in q dash, and will have the a production. But for this a production, what will be the intermediate transitions? So q1, z1, q2, right? Then q2, z2, q3. Similarly, q3, z3, q4, and so on till qm, zm, q double dash. And this is what it's square brackets. For again this q double dash belongs to q. Okay? So these are the three rules, and after defining all the rules, we will have application of this for simplification of grammar also. So we'll have one example. So write down one example now. The first example we'll try to solve now. For the help, with the help of these rules. So write down the rules. Give the equivalent CFG for the following PDA. Give the equivalent CFG for following PDA. So for this, write down some rules now. Delta of q0 bz0 is equal to q0 zz0. These rules are given. Because PDA is given, we are going to convert it now into grammar. Exactly reverse. Q0 epsilon z0, which is evaluating to q0 epsilon. Then delta of q0 bz, q0 zz, in delta of q0 az, हे दिलेलं असेल याच्यावरून आपल्याला ग्रामर करायचं. q1z, then delta of q1 dz is equal to q1 comma epsilon, and then delta of q1 a z0 is equal to q0 z0. So here this PDA is given, and now we are trying to convert this PDA into the context free grammar by using these three rules. Okay, so you have to see each and every delta transition, whether this transition is for the start symbol or whether this transition is for the popping of the symbol or whether this transition will have the bypassing or for reading only, right? So there are push, pop, and read. Okay, so these three rules are given. So let us start with the solution now. So for the solution, I am giving you the systematic solution for this first problem. Okay? And then I will give you one problem for your practice at home. फक्त लक्ष द्या या प्रॉब्लेमकडे व्यवस्थित सांगते थोडंसं डिफिकल्ट आहे आणि थोडंसं बऱ्यापैकी किचकट आहे म्हणजे डिफिकल्ट पेक्षा पण लेंदी आहे थोडंसं दॅट इज फाईन लेंदी आहे बट इट इज इझी डोंट वरी Okay, let me write here. So solution is that the states are here. We have to observe the states now. We try to write down the states. So what are the states are there? There are these are the two states. Which are those two? Q0 and Q1. माझ्याकडे इथे प्रॉब्लेम आहे समोर बुकमध्ये त्यामुळे मी आता हे स्क्रोल अप नाही करत तुमच्याकडे प्रॉब्लेम असेल लिहिलेला So what are the number of states? States are what? Q0, Q1 state. And stack symbols are what? Z and Z0. There are two stack symbols. Now states are. So how can you write down the states? States are all Q0, Z0, Q0. So you are knowing how to write down the state. So Q0 is entering into Q0. Right? Because here this is the with the help of this you can write down the states back to the so here see here Q0 Z0 Q0 Q0 Z0 Q0 then Q0 Z Q0 Q0 Z Q1 Q1 Z Q1 Q1 Z0 Q0 हे सगळ्या स्टेट्स झाले बरोबर Fine. So these are all the states over here. हे रूल्स बरोबर आहे का एकदा सगळे चेक करून घेऊयात परत एकदा नाही तर गोंधळ व्हायला Q0 B Z0 Q0 Z Z0 Q0 epsilon Z0 Q0 epsilon Q0 B Z Q0 ZZ Q0 A Z which results into Q1 Z Q1 B Z Q1 epsilon and Q1 A Z0 is equal to Q0 Z. So these are the states. So let me write. Now I have written the Q and we'll write now the number of states. So we'll write the states. So the states are so here I am writing the states. What are the states? Number of states. So there are all possible states Q0, Z0, Q0. Then there may be entering into Q0, Z0 काही त्या रूलमध्ये नसतील पण सगळ्या पॉसिबिलिटीज पण कन्सिडर कराव्या लागतात. So either it starts in Q0, ends in Q1, Q0 or Q1. So there is a state Q0, Z0, Q0, Q0, Z0, Q1. Next, comma. If it starts in Q1 and ends in Q0. So Q0, Q1, Z0, Q0. The next Q1, Z0 if enters into Q1. Now this is for Z. Now there are two stack symbols. One is Z and one is Z0 and one is Z. So here for the Z again you have to write the same Q0 Z Q0. Then Q0 Z Q1 or Q1 Z Q0. And lastly Q1 Z Q1. Right? So this is for Z and Z0. So here total number of 8 states we have written. So So these are the number of possible states. Now we'll have the S productions are given by the rule. So we'll have the now we'll apply the rule number 2, 3 like that. Okay. So starting production, that is R1, that is production for start symbol S are given by Q0, Z0, Q for each state Q in Q. So how many states are there? Q0 and Q1 both states. So we have to write the first production as S, then कुठली स्टेट मिळणार आहे आपल्याला Q0, Z0, Q0 बरोबर आहे और Q0, Z0, Q1. So for both we have to consider this as a starting for Q0 and Q1. Q0 and Q1 साठी आपण check केलं, which will always start with Q0 and which will have the first stack symbol is always Z0. Z is above the Z0. पण आपण नंतर पुश केला, तुम्ही जर बघितलं तर रूल मध्ये दिलंय त्यांनी Z0. So Z0 is the topmost symbol initially. Fine. Now we'll have the one by one all the CFG to be written for the given rules. Okay. So first, the CFG for delta is equal to Q0 B Z0 is equal to Q0 comma Z0. So Z0 is means what? It is obtaining by rule 3. So rule 3 is what? Rule 3 telling you that for each move that does not pop the symbol from the stack. So here it is not, there is no popping of the symbol from the stack. Right? So we are not having anything. So we are reading from the, in this transition. So which will have this. So for that purpose, how will you write the production now? Just see here. So production for this is Q0, Z0, Q0, which results into what? It results into what? B, and in bracket it is Q0, Z, Q0, or Q0, Z0, Q0. Because both are there, Z and Z0. So it is Z and Z0. But we are retaining into the same string. Then next is what for this? Q0, Z0, Q0. Then it is B. So we will start with Q0, Z, Q0. No, now we'll have the next state, that is for Q1. We have to write it for the Q1 also. Q0, Q1, each Q. This will be what actually it indicates each Q. So here Q is what? Q0 and Q1. So for both I am writing Q0, Z, Q1, and here again Q1, Z0, Q1. So here Q1, Z0, Q1, or first of all we will have Q1, Z0, Q0. Then we'll have this third is rule, all possibilities, all possible states we have to consider. Now if it is entering into Q1, Q0, Z0, Q1, so B, which will have Q0, Z, Q0, and here Q0, Z0, only the state is changed, that is from Q0 it is Q1, it is here Q0, so it will be having Q0, but now it is Q1, so it is entering into Q1. The last possibility or last production which we have to write for this is Q0, Z0, Q1, which results into B Q0, Z, Q1, and then it will start with Q1, Z0, Q1. Yes, so this is for the first, that is Q0, B, Z0, which results into Q0, Z, Z0. So which is obtained by the rule 3. So rule 3 will say you that delta Q dash A Z0 is equal to Q1, comma Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4. So what is that Z1, Z2, Z2, Z3, Z4? So here it has been written Q dash, comma Z0, Q double dash, which derives A in that Q1, Z, Q2, then Q2, Z2, Q3, Q3, Z3, Q4, Q4, Z4, Z5, like that up to QM, ZM, Q double dash. So this way you can convert the each and every PDA rule into production rule. So this looks grammar or not? If I'll substitute some non-terminal for Q0, Z0, Q0, then that will be replaced by the non-terminal. If you can observe, it looks like a grammar, or it is a grammar only. So this is first. Now second. Second part is what? For the CFG delta Q0 epsilon Z0, which results into what? Q0 epsilon. So this indicates what actually? Popping from the stack, because it is Q0 epsilon will always indicate popping of the stack. So how will you write this popping of the stack now? So here you have to write as Q0, Z0, Q0, which derives epsilon. Point. So this is very simple. So which will be by rule 2. So rule 2 will say you that for each move that pops a symbol from the stack with the transition as delta Q is Z0, which will be converted into Q1 epsilon. Fine. So this will be the Q1 epsilon. It will have the production Q2 Z0 Q dash or Q1, which derives E. So that is here rule 2. So here also Q0 Z0 Q0 derives the epsilon. Now third. So third is what? The CFG for delta Q0BZ is equal to Q0ZZ. So again we will have the rule 3, because we will have the multiple things, and here we are not going to push. Have you pushed the B over here? No. Have you popped it? No. So what we are doing? We are only reading the B. So in such cases we have to apply always rule 3. So rule 3 you have to apply. So similarly you will write here Q0Z Q0. Now there is no Z0 here, there are double Z is there. So you have to keep a track of the right hand side rule also whenever you are constructing it. So Q0Z Q0, which derives B, this B is there. Then we will have all the number of states combination now. So that is Q0 Z Q0. Then next is Q0 Z0 0. Then next is
अच्छा.
चेकबुक आणि कार्ड काय
हे चेकबुक आहे
किती रुपये देऊन द्या? आता ते म्हणजे पहिले ट्रान्झॅक्शन 15,000 करायचं म्हणे आणि त्याचं 12,000 ठेवायचं म्हटलं ॲव्हरेज म्हणून.
खूप छान
आता एनग्रेव झालेलं आहे ना.
नाही कॉलेज
काय ना
हा झाली आता लेक्चर घेते.
पासवर्ड काय काय नाही ते बघू ना.
हा.
ते जे पाच आपण जे पहिल्यांदा घुसवतो ना तेव्हा सेट करायचं.
हो चालेल मी करते तुम्हाला. हो 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 माझा डेटा आणलाय मी
तुम्ही दोन
येणार.
दाखवले होते अकाउंट नंबर मग तुम्हाला कोणता पाहिजे किंवा आपलं बरं नाही
मी तुम्हाला फोन करते. हा मला बघायला लागेल. हा
असं आहे का?
किती गम पाय ना
मी उद्या पण आहे. उद्या बोलू का मग?
मग
किती वाजता आहात तुम्ही उद्या?
म्हणजे काय
एकदम
मी
एवढा पहिला पक्का पाहिला पाहिजे.
खरंच का?
हा
अरे बाप पैसे काढायचे म्हणजे
हो
किती त्याचे पण पैसे आहे ना 200 300 रुपये वर्ष.
काय 2-3 रुपये भरले असते.
Okay, so B ZQ. Now next is we'll have this next combination Q0 Z
आणि जे आपण पैसे ठेवले त्याला थोडंफार
Q0 कारण 2 Z आहेत म्हणून आपल्याला 2 Z साठी लिहिणार आहे आपण इथे Z दोनदा म्हणून आपण लिहितो. So here B Q0 Z Q1 वरती जसं लिहिलं तसं सेम लिहायचं. मग इथे it will if it ends into Q1 then it will have Q1 Z Q0.
त्यात आपले काय ठेवले भावांनी.
Next is here इथे जी स्टार्ट स्टेट असते ना तुमची तीच एंड स्टेट असली पाहिजे. आता फॉर एक्झाम्पल इथे Q0 घेतले इथे एंड Q इथे Q0 आहे. So I have taken Q0 as an intermediate. So end is 0 Q0. इथे पण बघा Q0 Q0. Then I will start in Q0. Then I will have the intermediate Q1 but end is what Q0.
हे तुझ्या बराच कुठं
So हे
पैसे
लक्षात
पाठवू पण
ठेवायचं.
शकते आणि
Then Q0 Q1. Now we have to deal with Q1. So Q0 Z Q1.
म्हणजे दुबईत जरी गेली आणि तिथं ATM असताना तिथून मी पैसे काढतो.
Again Q0
ते एक चांगलं आहे.
Q1.
म्हणून ते झालेलं आहे.
आता ह्याचे रूल्स कसे लिहायचे बघूया.
म्हणजे तू एअरपोर्ट मधून काढलेले पैसे संपून गेले चालून पैसे पाहिजे तिकडचे ATM मधनं ते काढते.
First is Q0 Z
ते परमिशन ती व्हिसा परमिशन वेगळी राहते.
ते माहिती
कंपनीचं नाव
and
इथं मास्टर कार्ड
it is Q0 Z Q1. Then next possibility is here Q0 will be there Z Q1 and that will be Q1 Z. So this is for the reading of the D is read out. Next is what the CFG for the fourth row or for the fourth state.
काम बनवून ठेवा.
So CFG for delta QAZ is equal to Q comma Z. So it is obtained again by the rule 3 because we are just reading it, we are not pushing it, we are not copying it. So in that case it is only one stack now. आतापर्यंत Z0 होतं, double Z होतं. आता काय फक्त stack symbol is. So what could be the rules or what is the production rules Q0 Z Q0 which derives. Now the symbol is A. And we will have Q1 ZZ Q0 कारण एकच स्टॅक सिम्बॉल एकच त्याच्यात दोन होते. So ZZ or ZZ0 like that. Okay? So here we will write only one stack. Then next is Q0 Z0 Z Q0 Z Q1.
So this is the
Which results into A. Again it is Q1 Z2. So this is for the this PDA rule. The next production which we will write from the given PDA rule as delta q comma a comma z b a comma z is equal to q1 z. So this we have already done, right? Now next rule is q1 bz, sorry, q1 bz, which results into q1 epsilon. हा rule है था, ये केला अपन ने. So for this rule now, this is a copying from the stack. So for copying the element, which rule you can use? You will be using the rule 2. If you check, that is for the copying of any of the elements. So for each move that pops a symbol from the stack with the transition, and then it has been written. So how will you write for that? So let us write it. That is QBZ, Q1BZ is resulting into Q1 epsilon. So here we will have Q1 stack is Z, then you will have this Q is what? There are Q0 and Q1, both are there. So we will have this as B. Similarly, Q1Z Q1, which results into B. Now why we have taken here Q1 not Q0? Because it will always start in Q0. So you have to consider that state, and you have to take the combination of the number of states which are available with the Q1. So one is with the Q0, if it is starting in Q1 ending in Q0, or if it is starting in 1 and second state is what? Q1. So like that you have to consider. And then the last rule, that is delta of Q1A Z0, Q1A Z0 is equal to Q0 Z0. So this again obtained from the rule 2. Because why? कारण इथे A आपण push नाही केलं, A read पण नाही केलं. So here this is again by rule 3. Sorry, this is by rule 3 because we are reading just here A. So this will be written like this. So we will have Q0, sorry, Q1 will start with Q1 now. Q1 and end will be Q0. So Q1 Z0 Q0 is equal to A Q0 Z0 Q0. Okay, so this is the first, and then we have to consider another, because Q is having Q and Q0 and Q1. So Q0 stack will be same, but there will be either Q1 also. So which results into what? A Q0 Z0 Q. So this way you have the complete grammar over here. This is the grammar. So you try to write down here productions, the production manuals. Okay, so this is the your production rules, because it tends to this. If you will be replacing this by S, or if you will be replacing by this S dash, then you can have S dash A. Then you will have some other non-terminals to be replaced. Then it is perfectly will look like your grammar. Okay. So what we have done here, you have to remember. See here, I am explaining again. Listen carefully. So you have to remember these rules. First rule is what? The production for start symbol in Q. Now in Q means what? For every state in Q, you have to write down the starts production. Then for each move with that
So what do you have?